All right, guys, good morning. All right, guys, good morning. So we got some sound. We're just letting some people filter in here. It is freezing cold outside. I think it feels like 17 degrees out there, at least where I'm at this morning. So it's awfully cold. We're looking at the models coming in here this morning, and yeah, I'm excited to chat some weather with you. So make sure share it with a friend. Um, Hit the share button, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're on YouTube, um, and repost on X as well. So good morning to everybody, and we'll get into. Hey, look at that! I if I hadn't tagged out already, Ron, I'd be there with you. But kind of glad I'm not sitting in 17-degree weather either. So stay warm up there, my friend. But yeah, so hey Travis, I see you, bud. Okay, I'll get to you in a little bit, all right? Um, but we're excited for the analysis today. I'm going to talk about the weekend storm. It's a good one north of I-70, Iowa, Illinois, Chicagoland. It's a big storm up there. Um, and then we're going to talk about a system coming Tuesday that's bringing another shot of snow. And then I'm going to give you a quick long range update. So for those of you tuning in later, you may have just found this. Um, that's the plan here uh, throughout the live stream this morning. So good morning, everybody. Sarah, Heather, Kathy, Connie. Good morning. Awesome. We appreciate that, Connie. And guys, we are running our holiday sale right now. 40% off of Clarity. The sign up link is in the chats. And again, after the holiday sale is up, these live streams, I have made the decision to really cut back on them rather dramatically, uh, and move a lot of this over towards Clarity behind the paywall. So make sure you check out the old sale going on. So um, let's get into the analysis. First thing I want to do is I want to talk about the storm coming up this weekend, obviously, because that's what everyone's thinking about, right? We do have winter storm watches that have been posted across a large section, basically the northern half of Indiana, if you will, um, from Indianapolis north. I don't necessarily think that Indianapolis needs to stay in the winter storm watch. Maybe they get downgraded to an advisory or something. Whether or not it happens, I don't know. But nonetheless, we see the massive coverage in what's going on. Winter storm warnings across basically the entire state of Iowa, getting into central northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Waukegan, Chicago. This is going to be a big storm, and I'm excited to go over the latest with you on what we're anticipating with that. So um, I'm going to do something real quick here. There we go. So to make sure I don't. I'm just watching the screen over here. So um, let's time all this out. All right, let's go to our forecast radar here over on Synoptic and talk about this with you in detail. I've got the time stamped up there in the top right, and we're gonna take it out to about 10 o'clock tonight as the snow really starts to, or the storm system really starts to organize and take shape. You can see the low over there east of the Colorado, uh, east of the Rockies, and you can see it starting to materialize. Snow will start to break out across Iowa, Minneapolis, and then we're going to watch this low kind of trek across here and really start to interact with the cold air just after midnight. So about 3 a.m. tonight Eastern, into tomorrow morning, we are looking at the cold air really starting to take shape, um, and the snow is starting to accumulate in a good bit here across Iowa and getting into Illinois. So I'm going to take you out to Saturday morning now, 7 a.m. Eastern. This would be 6 a.m. Central. Here's your low pressure center again. You can see heavy snow falling across the Dakotas, eastern Nebraska, Iowa, the whole state here, really getting hit pretty hard getting into Western Illinois. Again, this is a pretty big storm for these folks. It's a strong one. And getting out into noon on Saturday Eastern time, again, you can see it just really heavy snow breaking out across um, all of north central Illinois, Madison, Milwaukee, Chicago. It's starting to get into Indiana, and it's starting to get into Michigan by 1 p.m. We will see maybe some initial dry air struggles with some of this actually reaching the ground the further east that you go. Again, this is a 1 o'clock snapshot on Saturday. Some of this stuff initially, like I said, may struggle to hit the ground, but it will be coming down at a pretty good clip the further west you go, with super saturated profiles and heavy snowfall rates ongoing with that. Now I'll take you out to 5 o'clock Saturday towards the end of the Ohio State Michigan game, which I know is a big one. It is probably going to start snowing. But note what's happening on the south side of this. Okay. You're still looking at quite a bit of warm air trying to work up into this storm. And it's because we're on the south and east side of the low. And this is also kind of an intrusion of warmer air here from the high to the east. So the southeast side of the storm is really getting hit both sides from warm air intrusions because of the location of the low pressure center. Um, if this low was further south and east, we would see a little bit of a different setup here, and the snow would be further south and east, but that's just not the case with this particular storm system. So this is 5 p.m. Saturday. I'm going to take you out to 7 p.m. because for a time, maybe for 2 to 3 hours Saturday night, there can be a period of heavy, wetter snow, maybe across central Indiana. Again, though, you're seeing the warm air coming in on this side of the storm, and you're seeing it really rush in down here. So snow mixing in here across portions of Springfield, Illinois to Indianapolis to Columbus. You're looking at it's going to be difficult to keep it snow that long because of how much warm air is working in on the south side of the storm. But elsewhere, you go across Green Bay over here towards Iowa, northern Illinois, northwestern Indiana, central Michigan. You're getting bombarded with heavy snow, heavy wind, and it's certainly cold enough. This is a classic big snowstorm. This is going to be one of the folks in this area here remember for quite some time, I think, especially due to the time of year. Coming in November, this is something you would anticipate to see in late December, not really late November. So just a big nasty storm all around. Now let's continue to go forward here. I'm going to take you out right. See when this changeover is occurring? Look at this 9 p.m. Look at what you're still dealing with. You're still dealing with the warm air intrusion here from the southwest wind of the low, and you're still dealing with it over here from the southeast wind, almost from the high. So such a unique situation. But kudos to some of the models like the European weather model, the UK, the United Kingdom, the UK met most of the time. And once it got into range with the RRFS, which is NOAA's new high-res model, it started to see these warm nose issues. And as we kind of talked about or had alluded to in a couple of our live updates, we've been worried about the warm nose. Anytime you're on the south and east side of the low, you're just going to have problems getting snow. What's interesting about that damn GFS model is it didn't have anything until it did, and then it was just quite a bit snowier than anything else, and it still kind of is. It's just not really doing too well with this storm. So, nonetheless, the transition will take place by 10 o'clock Saturday night. It's raining. I want you to look at just how far north it might be raining into Illinois, even up as close to Joliet, getting into Valparaiso, Lafayette, Kokomo, Marion. It's raining Saturday night at 10 p.m. I don't have any reason to disagree with this. It stops at about Gary, perhaps the northern part of the state line. But look at this. Look up here in Chicago. Possibly mixing rain in Saturday night into Sunday morning because of the low pressure center's location. It is just it's interesting how far north and west, it's bringing this rain to snow transition. And again, I attribute that to just a massive intrusion of the low level jet and warm air advection. And again, kudos to our team. The last couple of days have been a total nightmare forecast wise, but they have done such a damn good job with this forecast. I mean, these guys have done a great job. Been ahead of this, many times. So I'm proud of them for that. Getting out to impacts in Ohio, it's the same thing. Your brief period of heavy, wet snow late Saturday night into Sunday morning, but the transition to rain and a mix really happens pretty quickly after midnight because of so much warm air working into the system. All right. The storm's wrapping up and exiting Sunday morning when we're waking up. By Sunday morning, 8 a.m., temperatures will start to fall. But you can see even east and into Indiana and Ohio, it's just too warm for impacts. Throughout the day, Sunday, temperatures will fall. And then Sunday night into Monday morning, they'll be very cold. You'll be waking up to temperatures in the 20s and even single digits where the snow was on the ground. You can see there's a hell of a snowpack here. But let's look at the snowfall totals from this, and then we'll pause for some questions and stuff. But, um, you know, this is the drastically sharp cutoff. Let's start with snowfall totals here in Iowa and southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois. Anywhere really you see the yellows kicking in, that's the 12-inch plus forecast. All right, that's the 12-inch plus forecast of snow. Look at the sharp cutoff again. That's where we're talking about the dramatic line where snow really struggles to do anything because of southwest winds and really almost southeast winds, working up all the way into the storm system, going to cut down on snow totals dramatically. But look at this across the north 3 county rows of Indiana, Illinois. You're 8 to 12 inches of snow up there. So it's going to be a good hit of snow where it does snow. All right. So something I do want to talk about just real quick is folks are worried about the potential for pavement to be slick or ice over when the transition is occurring here because of temperatures. So what I'll do real quick is I'll show you something. There's somewhat of a concern for that, but the warm air rushes in so quickly that I don't know that it's ever really an issue from I-70 south. You can see where the blue is the delineation for temperatures below freezing. That warm air is so prevalent. It's just going to be really, really difficult for there to be any issues ice-wise. So in my opinion, I don't think you're looking at pavement freezing up or roads, rain turning into ice. I don't believe that's a scenario. And again, you can see that because that warm air just overtakes this thing in a big way. I mean, even up into Chicago after you've got heavy snow, you're 35 degrees. Now, Chicago, I will tell you, I think where you're going to want to have a heavy round of product on the ground for a refreeze, a nasty one, is probably in here just because you do warm up and then you go back down below freezing. So just something to keep in mind there with this particular setup. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause real quick, and I want to mention our friends over at Custom Restoration, disaster recovery and restoration since 1968. These guys are sponsoring the streams right now. Make sure you go and check them out on Facebook, their social medias. Need anything, 24/7 emergency response right here, 1-877-204-3209. Make sure you mention you saw these guys on BAM and the winter storm coverage, Custom Restoration there out of Indianapolis. So I'm going to come back over here, turn the screen share off, and I will try to get a couple of questions real quick before I run into the next storm system, because we have another one. We have another one coming into Tuesday, and I want to talk about that. So Kim just signed up. That's awesome. We appreciate you coming on board, Clarity, and taking advantage of the sale. Welcome aboard. You're going to love it. This person says, I'm in Kokomo with 20 lots to plow. What do you think there? Well, I mean, when again, Kokomo, you're probably going to have a hard time not changing to rain and melting a lot of this because of how far north that warm air works. You might get 2 to 4 inches. It's just maybe a little tough to do that. Our official forecast that we have sent to our clients on clarity looks like this, and I will show this because I did actually forget to. I wanted to share this with you, but that's the actually that's the old map. My apologies. I need to grab the new one real quick. Hang on. That's not the updated one. Let me grab it. Okay, here is the updated map. Okay, as of this morning. And again, Kokomo 3 to 4 inches maybe again, but you're going to have a period where you will transition to temperatures above freezing and rain switching over to that. Okay, so just FYI there. Travel will be perfectly fine Monday. Northwest Ohio, I mean, you're in that probably that 2 to 4 inch forecast. Okay, so battleground, I don't know, 3 to 6 inches. You're kind of on that line. Um, I do think there's a better chance of snow for Ripley County Tuesday. We'll talk about that in just a second. Which again brings me to I want to make sure you guys know holiday sale right now for Clarity Home and Pro. Um, by Monday, okay, I'm just telling you, by the end of the day, Monday, Cyber Monday, when it's over, I am stepping away from free streaming. I'm not going to be doing it much longer. I've got a few commitments that I will honor and take care of, absolutely. But I have made the decision to really largely kind of step back from a lot of this type of free stuff and all the postings we've done for really almost 14 years now. So uh, thousands of you have taken advantage of the Clarity Home discount and the sale right now. So if you want to keep getting this type of analysis and interacting with us here at Bam Weather, we want you to take advantage of the holiday sale because, like I said, I have just decided that I've ran the gamut. I've run it. I've ran the play for social media live streaming, and I'm tired. Okay, so I'm just tired of it. So I'm not going to keep doing the lives, Dustin, on socials. It's not going to happen. I will keep doing them on Clarity and private links, but not here. So when do you think it will start in DeKalb, Illinois? Do you think this is overdone? It seems like in the past it says like a foot of snow and then we get an inch. Do you think that's possible? I I don't remember exactly where DeKalb is. I want to say it was in northern Illinois. I can't remember where it's at. Here, I'll let you look at this map. There's a favorite outcome. I'm not really. I don't have a problem with, if you will. I think it's probably a pretty good forecast. Um, but there's the Illinois uh, outlook right now. Appreciate that. Dustin says the Clarity live streams are awesome. Thank you, Dustin. Any chance it can still shift south? I do not think so. No, I don't think so. Listen, I have $100 on Michigan taking Ohio State. So yeah, I think it's going to be nasty for the Ohio State fans. I'm nervous for them. Let's see. William says, how early should I leave to drive Chicago to drive back to Indy tomorrow morning? As early as you possibly can, I guess. I would just get up, 6, 7 a.m. and get out of there. Okay. So, all right, real quick. There's another storm system. Okay. And again, this one is going to have the potential to bring snow much further south and east. All right. And so what I'm going to do is show the latest modeling for this so you can kind of see this next storm system's potential impact as this moves out. Cold high moves in. And then here we're going to get into, let's see, pull up my model here. Where is my, oh, I'm on the wrong model. Come on. TFS. Here we go. Okay. So we're going to get into watching another system here Monday. All right. Monday night into Tuesday. We'll start to see snow potentially break out across Illinois, Iowa, Missouri. This is Monday, 4 p.m. Take it out here through 10 p.m. Monday. You see snow breaking out from Chicago to Indy down to Evansville. Okay. And this is a much different setup in general. Okay. A much different setup because what's happening with this particular setup is the low pressure center is actually tracking south and east of us by a long shot. So cold air wraps in. There's cold air available up there. An ideal high pressure setup. So the ability to funnel Arctic air into the north end of the storm. This is a much better setup for folks that want snow across the Ohio Valley. I will say I don't think this is like at least not yet. This isn't a major snowstorm where we're getting double-digit snowfall totals, but I think it's a good swath of somewhere between 2 to 6 inches of snow, um, getting Monday night into Tuesday right now as it moves across the Ohio Valley. So the idea here would be a swath of accumulating snow, and I'll show you just a 24-hour accumulation here from the latest run of the models. And again, you can kind of see what would happen in this situation is that an initial swath would come down. There will be a transfer of energy of some sort where the low will hand off to something over into the Ohio and up the East Coast. And so you can kind of see we haven't yet to solve for that. It's still it's still 3.5 days, 4 days out. So, we are going to see, I believe, a nice swath of accumulation of snow. Exactly where, we don't know yet, but this is a different storm because the low pressure center is going to be way down here. So you're going to certainly be cold enough for snow. Excuse me. On the backside and for cold air to funnel into that. So, um, I'll continue to dive into that in detail here over the next few days. Um, I will keep you posted. We will keep talking about it. And again, I'm going to do that because of our good friends over there at Custom Restoration there in Indianapolis. So um, I'm going to do that because they're sponsoring these streams for you guys. Again, make sure you check them out. Visit their site if you need anything. Hey, but frozen busted pipes even. It's 17 degrees out this morning, so it's cold. That was the overnight run. There's the overnight run of the GFS. Again, just a couple different variations here of what we're looking at right now. It could end up being a good hit for someone. A good hit for someone. This is a south and east solution, but nonetheless, this is another storm we're going to dial up for Monday night into Tuesday of next week for the potential of more accumulating snow to come down. So we will absolutely be keeping you posted on that and keeping you updated with the very latest. Again, make sure that you're taking advantage of that holiday sale because for the most part, next Monday night plug is getting pulled on the old free stream stuff. So make sure you're getting into Clarity, taking advantage of the holiday sale, Home and Pro, for the opportunity to keep getting live streams and really more of a private setting with our team, myself and our team at times to keep you guys posted on things. So we appreciate you. All right. Thank you for the support over the years. Dustin says Bam's been talking about this pattern for a long time. For over a month. Yes, we have been. And that brings me to my final thing I want to bring up. I'm going to bring up something fun here for you all. Okay. I'm going to show you what I believe to be the pattern going forward into December. All right. And I'm going to share my screen. This is a constructed analog. Now this can be intimidating, but here's what I want to show you. I want to show you what starts to happen as we get deeper into December. Okay. Especially let's just take it out to the 20th of December. All right. Right here. What starts to happen, if you can see, are big red circles in the North Pacific and maybe even some more red over Greenland. and big blue circles over the eastern and northeastern U.S. What I believe is probably a pretty intense period of winter coming mid to late December. We can call it the 15th of December through the 1st of January right now. I believe it's possible that we are going to see a pretty intense period of winter set up late December and lasting through the new year. That trough really deepens. It's really around for quite some time, and the blocking really gets established. I think, if anything, what we might be looking at is a consistent setup for winter and a stormy one out through even the first couple weeks of January. Um, so, with that said, we will certainly keep you posted um, and keep you updated on what we believe the pattern is going to do. But it certainly looks to be potentially an exciting one, um, based on what I'm seeing, based on our global wind profile, our tropical forcing. There's a lot of things going on in the background that should continue to promote us tracking snow and winter storms. And again, like I said, I'm just telling you, whether you want to do it or you don't, we're taking this to clarity and behind a paywall. So you want to keep watching the streams and getting updates from us. We'd love to have you, but you're going to have to come here. It's $60 for the whole year. Okay, it's like 17 pennies a day. So make sure to take advantage of it. All right. Jeremy said he just signed up. Love it. Thank you, Jeremy. This is a great question. All right. Denny says no more updated weekly long range videos. We will be putting out once a week a long range YouTube video. Yes, it will be coming. That is still going to happen. Okay. So don't worry. We are talking about this. We are discussing it internally. We hear you. A lot of people, in fact, thousands of people are asking about monthly options for this. We are talking about it, and we will keep you posted. Okay. Um, Something's coming. All right. We hear you. What are the numbers for the north side of Indy for this storm? Maybe an inch if you're lucky. A lot of heavy wet snow for a period. It may cover the roofs and the cars tomorrow night, but um, I think it could get overtaken pretty quickly. So look at that. Kimberly says she just signed up 10 minutes ago. Beautiful. We appreciate it. It's crazy because I've been doing these live streams for about 13 years, and so many loyal people that watch and follow, and you guys have a ton of people have come on. The clarity is so much more than just the live stream too. It's such a cool application, and there's so many things coming to clarity in the coming months. It's the best app there is, really, by a long shot, weather-wise. So huh? Yeah, it was the 32nd most downloaded app in the App Store yesterday, in the Apple App Store. I'm actually going to check that right now. I want to see where we're at. But that's how many people have been signing up. It's actually pretty crazy. Um, Let me look here real quick and see if there's any update on that, if it's subsided or that's actually number 30 now. It's actually 30. The 30 most downloaded app in the Apple Store right now. It's crazy to think about. So awesome. Longtime business member, thanks for all you do. I don't think people realize there's a lot more than just the lives. They don't. Thank you, Kimberly. We really appreciate that comment. Thank you so much. Yes, Phil, I've been answering a lot of questions on the client lives, as many as I can. When there's over 1,000 clients watching, I can't answer 1,000 questions, um, but I'll get to the ones that I can for sure. Awesome, guys. This has been fun. Again, go back and watch if you want detailed updates on the snow tonight, and the snow coming Tuesday. Um, there's several systems. Um, I've actually just been sent a text that the monthly option will be available later this morning. Um, so yeah, team's working hard on it on this Friday morning. So um, Krista, email our team, get with our team. We have stuff we can help you with that for sure. Okay. Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys. Um, have a great Black Friday. Stay safe. Don't get into any fights at Walmart over the TVs. Those are pretty wild. I don't know if you've seen those videos. Uh, Maybe just stay home and order from Amazon. But enjoy the storm this weekend. Enjoy the holiday. Another one next week. And again, like I said, I think it's a pretty busy period, mid to late December, for cold and winter prospects based on what we're seeing. So